So I checked my phone. I'm like, it's May 8th. There's no holiday. There's no holiday happening. What are you talking? Like, am I missing something? Did something happen that I missed? Is there a new one?
We can do that on Sex Robot Day. We'll get to that.
What day is that? My calendar is full of days, and
the same day as Mommy Day. It's next episode.
There's a National Donut Day. I don't know when that happened, but it did. And
Matt, just because you didn't prepare for the Mother's Day episode like me and Deion did, does not mean you need to derail the discourse.
I was wrong. There's an International Donut Day. Oh my God.
My favorite mother for illicit reasons is going to be Mrs. Incredible. Hands down.
All right, that's fair.
Like, not for any good reason, completely inappropriate. Like, you know why I'm picking that one for sure.
Yeah. You a human, a real human. They teach you all of the skills you need to know.
Hold on, Nick. I'm going to send you something. I'm going to need you to finish it. It's called a capture. Because based on the sentence, I'm very concerned.
What you could possibly have against the wonderful and inexplicably morally immune department that is motherhood in all of its glory.
I don't think any of that was words. Thank you for being a great friend.
You're welcome.
And doing this bit.
It's been an hour and a half of love and joy in my heart.
So
I can imagine nothing greater than this day where I sat
me and Deion
on
are
my
going to prepare our
weekend
defenses.
enjoying this. Welcome to All Topics No Pizza. We start with a single idea, and I really wish I would actually make these up before we start the podcast, but we just go off the rails and just kind of figure things out on their own. I am Matt, also known as Rhuminus.
I'm just Deion, and I've got one of the best mothers in the entire world.
Today is a day of reflection, of, taking our gaze, often pointed outward into the world among us, and focusing inwards. And really asking
I'm not going to be able to handle this, am I?
Where do we come from?
I can't handle this.
What do we owe the sometimes unbearable weight and sometimes glorious gift of being
Plankton.
in this world? And we
because they give us most of the oxygen in the world.
That it is mothers. Mothers are.
I can't, guys.
Physically speaking,
guys, please.
Physically speaking,
please.
Hang on,
I can deal with the Frankenstein.
Physically speaking, we wouldn't exist without mothers.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that we only give them one day to really officially recognize them. It's kind of messed up. But
they give us their whole lives.
Plankton give us 80% of the oxygen, and we give them 0 days. So let's just
Matt,
there's literally no such thing as a bad mother.
No,
you get life. What more could you ask for? Anything you get after life is boundless.
No, you guys can't see it, but I did light a propane tank so that I can have the gas lighting happen inside my own room while you do it on the podcast. It's pretty great. If at any point I stop responding, it's either because I decided to walk away and can't be part of this anymore, or I passed out because the gas was too much.
Noted. In a world
Plankton
where
gave us almost all of the oxygen.
So much of a burden
is on the plankton. Yes,
existing in this world.
And that is why we need to talk about it.
Is existing in this world.
Let's talk about the mothers of plankton. Amoebas.
It's so
I have
wonderful
no idea what
to have a warm
plankton?
and open and welcoming pair of arms to run to if ever you need
someone to coddle you after you scrape your knee.
Right, precisely.
Plankton are a type of bacteria.
So today, as a gift to moms everywhere, I'm going to dedicate everything we talk about today to moms.
They're floating animals
that
inhabit the saltwater of oceans. I did not know that. That's very interesting.
Yeah. I thought we'd start with, something that I think is quite amazing. You know, I've heard about it a lot, but it's kind of adjacent to the mom strength. You know, that survival mechanism that a mom feels when she sees her, you know, weak babe in a series that's dangerous.
Now, plankton came from the Greek word planktos, meaning errant, which means a wanderer or a drifter. I did not know this either. This is interesting.
You know, what I find interesting about the fact that you keep bringing up Plankton is there's this popular cartoon show, SpongeBob SquarePants. Most people have heard of it. The character in that show, Plankton, actually has pretty demonstrable mommy issues, as demonstrated by the fact that his favorite and only AI is based off of the voice of his mother, and he is deeply in love with it.
Is that true?
Is that actually true? Does he have a weird Oedipus complex?
I have no idea how much of that is true, but some of it feels like
let's
it
look it up. I'm already in it.
No, I was going to say, do you think Plankton had a mom?
SquarePants.
If I'm 80% correct, that's a fucking win.
80%, just like the 80% of the oxygen they give us. So we are obviously dedicating this to the plankton for the life that they give us day in and day out, and that is why this day henceforth shall not be Mother's Day, but Plankton Day. Mothers can go away. You are useless. You've never given us anything in the world.
As a matter of fact,
never once have you given us anything good. Mostly just nagging. And
Plankton's mom is actually named Karen, so that actually says a lot about Plankton. His tendency to, you know, bust into fast food establishments, shouting about, you know, his privilege and his ownership of his right to the Krusty Krab secret formula. No, it really he learned much from his mother. So even in an evil way, like, I guess we could say that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. What do you think, Matt?
Karen in the show was named after Karen Hillenberg, who is the wife of the show's creator. So therefore, this day henceforth should be known as Wife's Day, in honor of all the great and love and care that the wives give us, for both platonic, both erotic, both heterosexual, homosexual, and queer relationships that all the wives give us. She is also voiced by the wife of Tom Kenny, who is SpongeBob. This is just weird. This is a weird thing that's going on right now with this character.
Yeah.
I am giving I'm getting no Oedipus things from this. So Deion, as always, is wrong. He doesn't know anything about mothers. He knows nothing about them. Everything he says is therefore invalid.
Do you have a favorite cartoon mom, Deion?
Oh, yeah, I mean, for sure. Are we talking about cartoon moms or cartoon mothers?
Well, all right, what do we define as mom and mother?
No, I was making a different kind of joke. I mean...
if you're talking about mommy, no. Today's Mother's Day, not Mommy's Day.
That's what I should have said. Yeah, okay, fine. Cartoon mothers, actually, okay, so there's like a lot. You can think of like... So I'm just going to go through by what I randomly think of off the top of my head, just by a station. So Nickelodeon, you had Jimmy Neutron, and then Jimmy's mom, who, you know, Carl loves a lot.
Carl was a freak. Let's be honest.
Carl was a freaky freak, yes.
He wanted hot to trot mommy all the time.
There was Timmy's mom, and these are all like... What's his name? The creator of these shows with the
Butch Hartman.
Unnecessary, Butch Hartman hip moms.
Danny Phantom's mom.
Danny Phantom's mom.
What a mother.
Okay.
I
mean, to be fair, that I'm sure Danny probably had some issues, you know, later in life.
Because his mom tried to kill him. I understand that life.
The fact that he and his mom, like, you know, came to blows multiple times. Do you think that's like Butch Hartman's allegory for his issues with his mom?
Well, let's look that up.
I don't think so. He talks about the show a lot, and I don't think that ever came up.
Hartman. Oedipus.
And there's Cartoon Network. Disney. No, Cartoon Network doesn't have a lot of moms, I don't think. Because actually, Powerpuff Girls, that's just a dad with a lot of daddy issues.
Well, no, there actually is an episode of Powerpuff Girls where he wants to get them a mom.
But this doesn't work.
And he meets... What is her name?
Miss Bellum would have been the best mom for them. Good.
Well, that's woman. Kind of how the show, like the episode kind of results, is all the girls end up with, like, looking up to Miss Bellum because Miss Bellum fights him.
Woman in power? Hell yeah. I mean, Miss Bellum not single-handedly, but like defeated Sedusa when the girls couldn't. That was a great episode. A very awakening episode for a lot of people.
Oh yeah, Sedusa is who I'm talking about. Marianne Smith / Sedusa.
Okay. Cool. In Golden Kids Next Door, they don't have any. There's not a lot of mothers in that show either.
Oh, so the greatest shows and the greatest people often don't have mothers. So this is great.
That's actually kind of weird.
I mean, let's just point out the fact that the best people in the cartoon world never had mothers.
Pull up a list.
Her name is I'm a Good Lady.
That's it is that is correct.
Oh my god.
And Seduce's fake name is I'm a Good Lady or Muffin Mom, which is, you know, we're not going to talk about that. That's for the mommy episode next week. You know, Johnny Bravo, ultimate narcissist, but ultimate mama's boy as well.
I'm not even sure narcissist is just dumb as rocks.
Ladies man? What, you think he's a ladies man?
I mean, he is a ladies man by the definition that he can't get any ladies because Dear God. I mean, he goes after the ladies, but the ladies don't want anything to do with him, probably because he's a goddamn piece of shit, toxic masculine dingleberry.
I just find it interesting that, you know, the mother is loving and present as Mama Bravo, though notably she does like beat him from time to time. So it's very possible.
So obviously, mothers are wrong, and therefore Plankton.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say Steven Universe's mom, the worst mom in all of cartoon history.
She's the best mom.
Far.
Greatest mom that ever existed.
She was clearly a warlord, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Clearly the epitome of moms to let everybody know that moms should be gone and don't deserve any day whatsoever.
So the next row, third row.
Plankton. All right, let's talk about Plankton. Phytoplankton. Haloplankton.
XJ9's mom was not perfect.
I mean, she made a fully functioning sex bot, so...
She was always trying to improve. There's plenty of monsters.
And let's not be honest. She shut down she shut down the one that was a little mentally.
I will give credit to
we skip past the sex robot thing. I don't know what's going on, but I need to inquire further because I'm very confused.
We can do that on Sex Robot Day. We'll get to that.
What day is that? My calendar is full of days, and some of these
same day is Mommy Day. It's next episode.
There's a National Donut Day. I don't know when that happened, but it did. And
Matt, just because you didn't prepare for the Mother's Day episode like me and Deion did, does not mean you need to derail the discourse.
I was wrong. There's an International Donut Day. Oh my God, this is worldwide. This is global.
She had a ton of flaws. She was always learning and listening to Jenny, which was cool. Danny Phantom's mom, who was the competent side of an incompetent couple.
And absolutely tried to murder her son, so let's put that in perspective.
On multiple occasions.
Well, and so after she discovers his side personality,
no, hold on.
She's like, I'm going to duel with you, but I'm going to make sure your dad doesn't get away with it.
She was supposed to be the competent ghost hunter, not realizing that her son, the ghost that looks just like her son and has the same goddamn name, couldn't figure it out. Suspicious.
Counterpoint. The most competent ghost hunter in the entire U.S. could never catch him. She was keeping him safe from his dad.
She knew the whole time.
Incompetent.
No.
The whole time.
No, he was just too good. That's what it was. He was too good. Did you see his whale? Did you see him do this little sonic whale thing when he was screaming? I mean...
Dude, that movie is so good. I love that movie.
I absolutely love that movie. I watched that unironically probably once every 6 months. It is a great movie.
I would rewatch the entire series again for the third time. Yeah, once a year, easy. Marge Simpson?
Quite possibly one of the greatest moms in TV history.
Really?
She should really divorce her husband then, because she could do so much better.
Is she a good mom?
I don't believe so.
I was going to say a bad mom.
I'm not commentating on her skill. I'm more or less stating more
like fame.
just her presence within the pop culture of, mom appreciation.
No one has ever said, you know what, I want to be like Marge. No, not a single
appreciation
I don't know.
She's
on Playboy magazine.
Wow. Okay, that... Okay.
What?
They made her a centerfold one.
I was going to say that Lois from Family Guy was a bad mother.
Oh, absolutely.
But all things considered, let's just say...
Her children are alive despite her husband.
No, I was going to say, barring any real reason that you...
But her husband's still in the picture. Her husband, who constantly gets involved with, nuclear waste and whatever random shenanigans... That is not a good person. A good person doesn't enable or allow their children to be in constant harm.
She doesn't enable Peter. She consistently takes the piss out of Peter. My favorite episode, and the only one that I haven't seen tons of, but one clip that I've seen that I love, it was where he pushes her over a breaking point multiple times. But this one is I think he shows up in blackface, and he's like, I'm gonna go trick or treating or something. Who cares? And she rolls up a magazine and just beats the shit out of him. You stupid man. Why do you make me do this? And it's just she keeps her children alive. Barring any real reason that you would get a divorce from him because the show has to go on. I think she does the best that she can. And the show is truly just a dumb gotcha comedy grab at all times.
What?
I think she could be a worse mother for the situation she's in.
Matt apparently doesn't like moms for some reason.
Doesn't like what?
Doesn't want to take part in a celebration we scheduled. It's on the calendar, Matt. We had it scheduled.
I'm looking at the calendar. It says Plankton.
Why do you think we picked Sunday to do this, Matt?
It says Plankton. I don't know what you're talking about. Again, I have editing rights. I don't know what you're talking about.
We're gonna take Matt to a back room real quick. We have something we need to talk to him about real quick.
What are we going to talk about? If it's not about Plankton, I don't want to hear it because today is all about Plankton. This is a Plankton appreciation space.
Okay, Matt, listen.
I'm listening.
You're being You're being awfully.
Like, I don't understand where all this hostility is coming
your
from.
Your dissenting opinion is going to come off the wrong way.
What am I dissenting about? I'm talking about my love for Plankton and the great things that they do for our ecosystem.
Listen,
and a rapidly decaying ecosystem that may or may not be alive for the next couple, 10, maybe 5 years.
Nick and I have been trying to do something important. We're trying to appreciate.
As am I. And you just keep derailing into this weird thing about cartoons.
Underappreciated part of our population. What's your issue? What is really going on? Why are you so against appreciating wonderful mothers? What's the reason?
I fucking love this episode.
Appreciating what?
Oh my god,
wonderful
it's only been
mothers.
half an hour.
I don't know. You keep. Hold on.
Explain in graphic detail what you could possibly have against the wonderful and inexplicably morally immune department that is motherhood in all of its glory.
I don't think any of that was words.
So, mother. Definition of mother. It's just blank.
Just say in layman's terms, man. What do you have against us being Nick being appreciative? Because Nick's got a great mom. She's always been there for him. I've got a great mom. She was with me today. Did you not go with your mom today to Mother's Day? Did you not hang out with her?
I just don't understand what you're trying to say, because I looked up mother in the dictionary and it's just blank. It says definition of mother 4 not found. I'm just very confused. You keep saying this word. Is it a slang for phytoplankton or some type of plankton I just never heard of before?
What could have possibly happened that was so bad that you're acting like a child?
Definition of plankton: the passively floating or weakly swimming, usually minute animal of plant life that imbues all life in the world with greatness and love and care. So that's clearly what you mean. Got it.
Okay. I can only assume that Matt is a vegetable person and that he is doing his best to match our energy.
I'm gonna need you to shut the fuck up.
And
me and my vegetable friends, no, don't talk about people like that. My people are sacred and they are cared for.
The proper term is not vegetable; it's handicapped.
Whatever you want to call it, they are fine and loving, and we need a lot of water per day, and that's fine.
So, fun fact, Nick, by the disabled community, they've retired the handicapable, and there's a lot of harm to them getting the
That's
need.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah, they need it does a lot of harm to the things they need to get done, like actually get help. So
probably because
they're not
sounds like a joke.
Doing.
Yeah,
you're right. So they just use disabled. It's okay to just say disabled, especially when the world is so ableist, just in general.
All right, it's been 30 minutes. I'm gonna drop the bit. I walked into Costco today and it was busy as shit beyond reason, and I could not for the life of me figure it out. And I was like, whatever, it's just a Sunday, it's beginning of summer, people are buying things, whatever, people having cookouts. And I get to the register and it's for fucking forever, man. And I'm just like, what's going, and I asked the cashier, like, what's going on, like, why are there so many people? She's like, well, what do you mean? It's like, why are there so many people around? What, like, is there something special going on? It's like, you're not celebrating the holiday. What's going on? Like, what holiday? So I checked my phone. I'm like, it's May 8th. There's no holiday. There's no holiday happening. What are you talking? Like, am I missing something? Did something happen that I missed? Is there a new one? And she's like, you're not celebrating Mother's Day? What are you doing? Like, really, like, condescending, like, trying not, she's a cashier, so she's not trying to start a fight with me so she can keep her job. But at the same time, she's a woman in her, like, upper 50s.
Your phone's calendar doesn't say Mother's Day? Because I didn't put it in mine and it says it.
My phone did not pop up with anything.
You actively removed Mother's Day from your calendar, which is in character, but also, what the hell? Go to Google Calendar in your phone right now. Tell me Mother's Day is not on Google Calendar.
I'm going to my calendar.
No, go to Google Calendar.
I don't have Google Calendar. Do I? I have no idea.
You don't have an Android? You have an Android.
I have a droid. Not an Android, just a droid.
What brand is your phone?
It says Ogle. Hold on.
I almost called you the N-word.
No, it says May 8th, Mother's Day. I need to get rid of that. Can I rename it, please? Please.
You can remove it, as a matter of fact.
I want to rename it as Plankton Day.
Because it says to hide observances, go to Google Calendar settings, holidays in the United States. You can remove Mother's Day from your phone.
Hold on, let me see settings. I don't know what the fuck this is. It didn't send me a reminder. It didn't pop up in the notification. I don't know. I'm never gonna see this shit again. So I'm not going to bother with it.
What are you talking about?
I mean,
we had a business conversation where we said we
do this every year.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
Like we said, from this year onwards, we would do this every year. We do appreciation episode of Mothers.
In some weird fucked up psychology, now I'm going to pay attention to Mother's Day and be like, ooh, can't make it today. I'm calling out sick. And then you're like, well, you still got to edit the episode. And I'm like, hey, joke's on you. I'm not editing this episode. So it's either you have to edit it or it's not going up. And because I know the both of you, it's not going
I'll
up.
gladly edit it, bro. Send me we'll put them on the thing as normal. I'll gladly edit this into the beautiful episode that it was meant to be.
Well,
I am going to hold Deion to that account because I legitimately am going to make him edit the next Mother's Day. At which point I know for a fact he's like, I'm not doing that shit.
I had 5 weeks to figure it out because it just needs to go up on time. It doesn't it's not like it's So I think. And
then if you're late, I'm going to tell your mother like, oh, he just doesn't love you enough. I don't know, something about Plankton. He just really loved Plankton for some reason.
That's motivation right there. Holy crap.
The problem, Deion, is that you forget everything that we've done. As soon as you hit the stop button, your mind just erases it. It formats your hard drive entirely. You forget everything that ever happened.
So what you're saying is that we are using this episode to reverse psychology you into remembering Mother's Day so that you will know when it is so that you can force Deion to do it. You will have to acknowledge Mother's Day existence, and as a result, we won.
No, what was worse is when I worked in the produce section, because produce and floral were mixed together. Every Mother's Day, they put me in the floral section to help with flowers, and I had to deal all fucking day with a bunch of mothers going, what are you doing for Mother's Day? I'm like, the usual. Well, what are you doing? I promise you, you don't want to get into this. He's like, oh, but we really want to know. I'm going to sit at home and probably cry. Is this the answer you wanted? Is this what you want to do? You want to watch a grown man cry?
Well, I hate to tell you, Matt, we do, because I still got 2 more things that we're going to talk about. And yes, in fact, they do have to deal with mothers.
I fucking hate you. I hate Deion. I don't hate Deion's mom. Deion's mom is actually a very lovely lady, and I have nothing disparaging to say against her. This is actually not a bit. This is very sincere. She's a wonderful person, and I love her very much.
And
he does hate us.
You did meet her one time, didn't you?
Yeah, I met her 2 or 3 times. She came to the apartment a couple times. Yeah.
Yeah, I told her that you said that. She appreciated when you texted me earlier. I told her.
Marianne Bachmeyer. In 1981, a man killed her 7-year-old daughter. A man named Klaus Grabowski, spelled Garbowski.
What?
Grabowski.
Why was that important?
Because I think the name is hilarious. Of course, he's a little child diddler. His name's Grabowski.
His name is Grabowski.
So, on the 3rd day of her trial in Lubeck Court, Marianne grabbed the .22 caliber Barrett pistol from her purse.
Wow.
Stood up, pulled the trigger 8 times. 6 shots hit Grabowski, and he died on the court.
What happened? Hold on. What happened to the other 2? Did they jam? Did they shoot at people?
I assume they just flew into the wall.
Yeah,
witness alleged that Bachmeyer made incrementing remarks after shooting him. According to the judge who spoke to Bachmeyer after she had shot him in the back, she heard the grieving mother say, I wanted to kill him.
Well, clearly. I didn't need you to hear say it. I watched it happen.
Bachmeyer allegedly remarked, I hope he's dead.
You shot him 6 times.
No, how did the trial end? Did he get
She stated later, he killed my daughter. I wanted to shoot him in the face, but I shot him in the back. I hope he's dead. 2 police officers also claimed to have heard Bachmeyer called Grabowski a pig after she shot him. She soon found herself on trial. During the trial, she testified that she shot Grabowski in a dream and saw visions of her daughter in the courtroom. The court ultimately convicted Bachmeyer of premeditated manslaughter and sentenced her to 6 years behind bars in 1983.
Really? Wow.
Premeditated manslaughter. So
manslaughter
by my understanding, manslaughter is usually by accident. Or negligence.
So the way I think it, the way I assume,
you're not at fault for the murder, but you did kill them with your hands.
Yeah.
Where that's where I think they're coming from. Where they're like, we can't blame you for wanting to murder this person.
Like vehicular manslaughter, you killed somebody with your car, but you didn't go out to kill someone, right? It was an accident. So they said
we can't blame you in the moment for wanting to stand up and shoot him in the face.
We can't blame you for shooting him.
But you did kill
him. You did kill him. Premeditated manslaughter.
Yeah, but you did wake up, get dressed, put a gun in your purse, walk to the courthouse, sit down, wait for the trial to start, and then shoot him 6
But you're not at fault for that. You're not at fault for shooting him.
So you
he made you do it.
Yeah, you did it on purpose, but it wasn't your fault that you had to do that.
So when you Google premeditated manslaughter, what you get is what's the difference between the 2 things, and then premeditated murder, premeditated murder, premeditated murder, manslaughter versus murder. So obviously, this was like we get it situation.
Well, yeah, we get it.
When I googled it, it said it can never be premeditated in bold.
Yeah, I put it in the Discord because it just made me laugh so hard. In bold as well. I forget
in bold. It's like no.
Oh man. Can you want to tell us a bit about Cleopatra as a mom?
No. I am not available for comment at this time. All right, so Cleopatra. Oh my Jesus!
Now, who was her son?
As a queen, Cleopatra did pretty good. Given the situation, the hand that she was dealt, she did pretty well in. As a mother, nah, son, she really fucked up on that one. She had a child with Julius Caesar called Caesarion. I think it was Caesarion. It was something Caesar related. So Cleopatra as well. Really, her duty was to her state. That was kind of falling apart. A lot of civil wars. So her focus was on that rather than her kids, and so that's kind of what happened. Now, as far as historically speaking, what we have in writing compared to what actually happened, it's up for debate because there's a lot of shit that happened with Cleopatra because she sided with Mark Antony. There could be a lot of bullshit around that. I don't know. To put it simply,
didn't she try to save Caesarion from Octavian?
Yeah, like again, she wasn't terrible, but she should have done a lot better. She should have known getting involved in a civil war with the Romans and having the child of Caesar going against Augustus Caesar with Mark Antony. Probably not a good idea, considering what Augustus Caesar did to every other Roman who stood in his way. I'm just saying. She was a smart leader in every other way except for that. And that's why, particularly, I say she wasn't too smart because she should have realized she held a very unique position and she kind of floundered it at the end.
But not a great mom. Speaking of, I wanted to ask, this just now hit me. Wonder why I've never thought about it before. Alexander the Great, do you think good mom or bad mom?
Alexander's great mom.
Alexander's great mom.
He's the best mom ever. Like, he never had a problem. He just came in. He conquered a bunch of things. He rode on elephants. He never lost a battle. Actually, that's not entirely true.
I mean,
that's not
true. Do you think he had a great mom?
I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet that it was her idea to go conquer, and that she just supported him the whole time.
Well, Matt, you laughed. You must know something about Alexander's mom that we don't.
So Alexander's mom. I'll put it this way. Alexander's family, he was a prince of Macedon under Philip II. Philip II was a decent, general, all that stuff. But there was a lot of infighting, a lot of... basically, Alexander was not set to take the throne. And so... Alexander went, fine, fuck you, I'll make my own city, blackjack and hookers and all sorts of stuff. And he fled with his mother because he was going to be basically killed. And so he went with his mother, and they eventually Philip II died. He came back, took the throne, and, did what Alexander does. Take over half the world. Did the Gordian knot, took over half the world, died really young, probably by poisoning because he started getting real crazy. Because, I don't know if you know this, but if you tend to be a dictator and have a lot of power, people also want that power.
Tend to rise up.
Yep.
Weird.
And
you tend to become paranoid.
But his mother, Olympias, there's not a lot known because a lot of the records, unfortunately, were burned. So there's not a lot known, but based on the circumstantial evidence I have, is that Alexander respected his mom and liked her, but it seemed like his mom didn't protect him enough or convince Philip enough to not fucking kill his own son. And if I remember right, Olympias, his mom, did have one of their kids burned alive.
Just to check if they were a god.
Just to check.
And unlike Alexander, Alexander came out alive, which actually is not true because he wasn't burned, but the other kid didn't. And if I remember, Alexander killed his mom after that.
They could have done some kind of treatment to make him fireproof for a few minutes.
What is with you and protecting mothers that obviously are killing the kids? What's wrong with you?
All I'm saying.
All I'm saying is that Plankton are clearly...
That political outline you gave me, it reminded me, Dune. The Atreides, they are given control of House
We're actually at an hour,
Arrakis.
So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up right here.
They're given control of Arrakis.
This is the coolest flute solo I've ever heard.
And Dune, interestingly enough, also filled with great mothers. I mean, there's a whole faction of mothers.
Yeah, the one that sends him to die.
She doesn't send him to die.
Oh, she has no idea he's gonna live.
That is his grandmother. I mean, if you don't show respect to your grandmother, like, Deion, back me up here.
I've seen Kanto. You gotta stand up for your rights eventually.
You gotta stand up for your rights eventually, and he does by starting thousands of years long plan that sets up his son to be a 3,000-year-old worm god by the end of the 4th book. But we're not talking about that. We're not talking about
no, you're talking about that. We are not talking about that. You were talking about that.
Episode we agreed, Deion. The Father's Day episode, Deion. Do you remember when we agreed we would also do that episode, Deion?
So I've actually
now, Deion, I wasn't involved in this conversation because I don't remember that at all either.
I've actually gone over the Plankton information that you just sent me now, and what's truly fascinating is their reproductive capabilities, which are completely independent of any sort of male presence whatsoever. It's actually completely amazing. I could do, I could go on. But
please do go on. Please tell me all about how Plankton can absolutely be self-sufficient and they don't need anybody else, and that's what makes them so powerful.
All Topics No Pizza stands for Plankton. All Topics No Plankton. So we really can't be talking about this, guys.
I do believe it is indeed time to wrap things up.
And actually, I do have a perfect question. So, Deion, I'll slide this your way.
What type of Plankton would you be?
What's your favorite thing about your mom?
Oh, I actually thought about this the other day in a different way, but I can rephrase it to answer this question.
This is all flutes, by the way.
I'm sure, I guess. She has
noted
never, that I can recall, put me in a position where I thought that as a result of the way that she was, the way that I was, as a result of who we were as people, I've never been in a position where I thought I couldn't go to my mother for, the support that I needed. Now, for a number of reasons, that are circumstantial, I might not have gone to my mother for certain things, but she's never put me in a position where I thought, I can't tell my mom she'll be so XYZ, I have to go somewhere else. She's always been home. She's always been love and support and safe. And I can't think of, having had to navigate this world without that, that backup, that safety net, that reassurance. Truly, I would have become just an unbearable, cold, and callous person without her presence. So that's what I love about her the most.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. I was going to say something similar. My favorite thing about my mom is...
I do mean what I said. I just had to add that little bit at the end for...
My favorite thing about my mom is,
the fact
honestly,
that she was there.
She's just always been there for me, and even when I've not wanted it, even when there are times where I'm just all I need is to be alone, there's a reminder. She's there for me if I need it.
She's there for you.
Yeah, for me when I'm ready.
Yeah.
And I think it also makes you really think about the inevitable moment when that's no longer going to be the case. And it reminds you that every moment you spend with her, every ounce of love and energy and kindness you feel in just the vicinity of your mother, of the woman who has gone through hell and heaven for you. It makes you appreciate it very deeply. I don't know what I'd do without a mother. I scarce think of it.
You wouldn't be...
I wouldn't be who I am.
You wouldn't be a full person. I mean, honestly, right?
Without my mother, I don't know who I am. So, Matt.
So my favorite thing about Plankton is that their organic material tends to be actually denser than seawater, so it sinks into open ocean ecosystems. That's really interesting. Now, there's a lot of other things about Plankton that I really, really enjoy, and that is its biomass variability, which is a fancy word saying that it actually provides a lot of different variety in the gene pool, meaning that it creates life, and therefore, by extension, Plankton is therefore the most epitome of everything. And without it, we wouldn't be anything whatsoever. So we owe everything. Therefore,
speaking of what you couldn't
I think Matt's been a good sport.
Yeah, no. I think speaking of who you couldn't be here without, thank you guys for listening. You literally couldn't listen if it wasn't for your mom.
No, I got something to say.
You couldn't listen without Plankton either. They were here first. They were here, and the goddamn dinosaurs teaching the dinosaurs how to dinosaur, whatever the fuck the dinosaurs did.
Nick.
On this, a day where we celebrate mothers, it is extremely important that we remember that there are those for whom Mother's Day is a difficult day. There are mothers who have never known their children, through loss. And there are mothers who no longer know where their children are. And then there are people who never got to have mothers. And I want to thank at least one mother who never knew the joy of being a mom. Because our friend Matt would not be who he is today if some dumb woman just had made the choice to raise him, had made the choice to try and be something better than who she decided she was. If she had made that choice, I don't know who Matt would be today, but I don't think I'd like him as much.
Probably a
So thank you, Matt's mom. Thank you for choosing to be a selfish cunt. Even on this day, we honor you above all anyone else because, dear God, we don't know what we'd do without Matt. He is literally the person who edits these things. Whether that's a commentary on us or not is an entirely different question, which we will answer on, oh, look at that, the Frabjous Day, a day that doesn't exist. Matt, you've been a great sport. And
thank you.
Thank you for being a great friend.
You're welcome.
And doing this bit.
It's been an hour and a half of love and joy in my heart.
So
I can imagine nothing greater than this day where I sat
me and Deion
on
are
my
going to prepare
weekend
defenses.
enjoying this.
We're going to prepare defenses for Matt's inevitable arrival, where he systematically dismembers us in front of our loved ones. Maybe our mothers.
Now, I would also like to send out a message, particularly to my mother, of fuck you. I hope you end up in a gutter. I wish no good things upon you. I know that Nick thanked you in a very roundabout way for being a piece of shit, but I don't want to thank you. You don't deserve any thanks. And that's it. That's all I got. If you ever contact me, know that I will have nothing to do with you. This is not a joke. If let's say we have 50 subscribers and you decide, hey, I want to talk to him, and no, stay away. You and I are never going to be friends. There's no salvaging this. It is over.
See, lovely boy, she had a hand in creating, and by a hand I mean
I'm just fine.
Hand, you dumb cunt.
I am socially adjusted. I have no problems.
Mad. I'm just confused. Well, we broke him. We broke Matt. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for listening to ATNP.
Yeah, also, thank you for putting up with us.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. We started with Plankton, and then we ended up talking about the worst plankton in human history. And we, just like you guys, have no idea we got there either. We hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you next time. If you want to support us, we have a Patreon page. Rhuminus, will upload to YouTube. I've also published 2 books. You can support us that way as well, if you'd like.
Fast food is
available only on Patreon for $5 million, because I am not editing that shit.
4